Hey guys, so a lot of people was on my last video or a couple of videos and they kept asking what is a simulator test. So a simulator test is the test at the end of the course, okay? If you're in Georgia like I am, you have to complete the course in order to get the test scheduled. Georgia requires you to take the full course and then they'll give you a certificate at the end of the course, and that's how you get to take the state test. But the simulator test is actually very, very, very close to the actual life insurance and health insurance test. Okay? So what I ended up doing, this is what happened to me. I took the life and the health test over and over again. I had the course. I mean, not test, course. I took that course a lot. Okay? One, I did not listen. They told me on that day that I signed up for the virtual class, do not overstudy and do not take the course longer than 2 weeks. I didn't listen. I worked. I had to deal with my house. I had to deal with things in my life. And I literally kept spreading the classes out. I keep seeing the test. I kept spreading the classes out over and over and over again. So I went from 2021 all the way to 2022 trying to study and trying to pass, and I wasn't being focused. That was just it. I'm not stupid. I wouldn't even say the word stupid because I don't believe in calling people stupid. I'm not where I'm unable to comprehend. I have other businesses. I wrote a book. I wrote a whole book. So there's nothing wrong with my comprehension or my focus. I just chose not to focus. So it cost me a whole year to finally get in the career that I was trying to add on to my portfolio. And basically, because I didn't listen, they said, do not study this class over 2 weeks. So 1 week should have been to me just taking the course, and the second week should have been dedicated to the simulator test, and then I should have went and took the actual exam. So what I did, I studied, but I didn't study with focus. I wrote lots and lots of notes. It's so crazy. Right now, while I'm selling insurance, I'm looking for notebooks in my closet, and all my notebooks are covered up with notes. It's like I just wrote myself believing if I just keep writing, I was going to comprehend it. But understand this, there are two types of learners. There's the person that learned by what they see visually. There's the three actually. There's the person that go by what they hear. They can hear and learn. That's why we have audiobooks. And then there's the person that write. Okay? So I was writing, but I wasn't taking the information in. I was letting people distract me. I was distracting myself, looking at TV, looking at the phone, being on the phone, working, posting on Instagram, posting on social media, working my other businesses, just pushing things. And it was overwhelming. And what happened was a young lady from my video reached out to me and she said, you gave me inspiration. I am interested in getting my license. I put her on to the course. I put her on to the company, and now me and her sell together. But the funny thing is, she came in and in 1 week, she did the course, passed the test, the state exam. So I was like, you passed? We just spoke last week. She's like, yeah, I took it and I passed. And I'm like, so that's when I was like, okay, girl, you got to figure out what you're doing. You got to get your shit together. So she became my accountability partner. And in 1 week, I passed the test. So basically, we talked a lot. One of the main things is I slowed down. Number one, I talked to God. Then I slowed down. Then I said, okay, I got to get this, because I actually inspired somebody to come in and take it and pass it in 1 week. So that's what I did. I cut everything off. I didn't cut it off 24 hours. I didn't cut off my life 24 hours. I took 4 hours every day and I did the simulator. I did that test over and over again in the back of the course. Over and over again, I did it. And then I did it based on memory. My first time was based on, okay, I just read it, boom. My second time was, hey, read it, understand it, dissect it, and say it out loud to myself. So I said the words to the questions out loud. I paused, I thought about it, which means I absorbed the question, I understood the question, I dissected the question, and then I answered it. So I did that from Monday through Thursday, okay? Friday, I already had the test scheduled on Saturday. Friday, I opened up my Word program and I literally typed everything I remembered, and I had 2 pages of information, and I said, you ready? Now, when I got to the course, to the actual test, the lady, she got there late, but it's Saturday. She wasn't one of those morning people. So we were all sitting in our cars, waiting. And the funny thing is, nobody was there for the life insurance but me. Other people there were there for other state technical courses, and it was exciting. We all kind of talked to each other briefly. We told each other good luck. And fortunately, she gave us scratch paper, which is something you cannot take on a virtual course, like virtual test. Because if you take the virtual test, you got the proctor there, and I failed that when I took it because he did not allow me to, sometimes when you mouth off, like you're not saying it loud for anybody to hear, but you're like, okay, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 3. Like when he saw me do that, he was like, he typed, he said, you have to stop or I will stop the test. So then he also said I could not write anything. So I couldn't even write what I remembered and put it together on paper to make it make sense when I was going to each question. It was a terrible experience. I never suggest taking a virtual exam. Don't do it. It's too many restrictions. So what she did, she gave us scratch paper and pen or pencils, and the cameras was on us in the room. It was a large room. We all had our own computer. The cameras was on us, and I was able to write. I didn't mouth off because I didn't want the camera to see me. 1 + 1. I didn't want the camera to see me doing that, but I did pause and set it in my head. And then I wrote it down, and then I looked at the question again. And another thing, you have enough time to move on to the next question. So I suggest if you don't know the answer, you skip it, and then you come back. So I had 10 questions that I needed to go back to, and that was fine because I had the time. And I passed the course. So remember this, when you take the course, study 2 weeks, do the course, and then the second week, do the test, simulator test. And then when you take your test, take your time, read the questions out. If you don't understand it, if it's not coming back to your memory, if it's not making sense, skip, go to the next question, and at the end, go back to those questions, write them out, look at them clear, make it make sense, and then pass your test. I hope this helped. Have a good one.